find themselves a victory here.
We'll see if they can do it. I do not hold out a ton of hope, but there's always hope. Always. As evidenced by the last game that we saw. That was
That's
looking
right.
wild, and they were able to pull it back as well. But we'll hop into the game now. Game number 1. Navi facing off against Tundra. Both teams that are looking to continue their progress here through the Arlington Major. And I think that this is another one of those where like it can get a little bit testy as to like where you feel like these teams rate against each other. Western Europe versus Eastern Europe, there's been sort of this like not seeing each other that much, but throughout a lot of the DPC season, Navi is looking really good. We'll see if they can maintain that here or not.
Yeah, they may not have been like the #1 team in their region, but the region itself just looks strong on a whole, right? Like everyone coming into the tournament rating outsiders very highly, as well as Team Spirit being up there pretty high in a lot of the lists too. But Navi is not far behind them, especially when you've got someone like No One who he feels like he's like back in his form.
Right.
That's what I see.
Definitely. You know, guy's looking good. I saw him out by the pool the other day when they're filming some stuff. He was looking, had hunger in his eyes.
He didn't come for a swim though.
No, he did not.
I can confirm he was not in.
That's a little sad, though, if we think about it.
He's a busy guy. You know, he's got to play some Dota.
True. Skitter, you know, he goes through a whole freaking major, looks good, and he's still getting CK. How does he keep doing it? After all of the shenanigans that went on over in Stockholm, that's what happens. But Navi, they're going to get 2 of the bounty runes. Man, already Snaky doing some pretty good deeps there, but likewise Sweet and Strong throwing it back up against Skitter. And a couple more impetus shots along with a follow-up stun here. V-Tune was who they could have gone on. Instead, turning now onto the Dazzle. He's also throwing out the stuns, the damage. We might get First Blood across 2 different heroes. First Blood goes to the Alk, and he's just barely able to get away from that.
Oh, and that's a hero who you really don't want to hand that over to, huh?
No. This was supposed to be a tough one for him. Oh my god, Laze.
And I mean, this
get away!
Oh,
they just shots!
Okay, all right, chill. Yeah, Ring of Protection start on Timber. You know, not something you generally want to have to do.
Yeah.
But it just knows that there's gonna be a lot of right clicks from an end. She's gonna keep on punching you. Sure, she got some pure damage, but also just like a straight up a lot of physical. So protect yourself versus that, as well as the CK trying to trade with you. And that minus armor that CK builds into as well. So a little concoction chuck there on the life stealer.
It's so much damage.
I like how he's abusing it at level 1 when he knows he is just a feast.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. If you can sort of bully back this this life stealer to the best of your abilities, it's super nice. Oh, and there he is. Gets level 2. Won't have to worry too much more about it. But yeah, that's something else. He brought out 4 mangoes on 3-3, so that way, or 3 mangoes rather. He's already used one of them to make sure that he can keep this harassment on to V-Tune.
I'll tell you one thing that we bore witness to in the old EU DPC, and that was No One playing Puck and playing it versus Tiny. Of course, the #1 counter pick to this hero, and we saw him win this lane more than once, which is pretty insane. Uh-oh.
That's not the way it's supposed to go. Yeah, that was something that really stood out, and we'll see if he can sort of maintain that type of presence.
No,
wait a minute.
9, you know?
Oh my god, V-Tune? V-Tune's dead? Oh, big play. Soxa gets the punish.
Yeah, and so this is the other thing about Alchemist and why we like this hero. Why they played as 5 as well on Tundra is because at level 1, the cooldown is the same for Concoction, right? There's no scaling on that. It's always 13 seconds, whereas Lifestealer, you got to work at that rage, and frankly, it doesn't even get that much better. It's 20 seconds all the time, so V-Tune just not respecting it straight up. Like, that was a free kill. I think that was just a knowledge check that he failed versus the offlane Alchemist.
Oh my god. I can't get solo. It's the most annoying thing in the world. You just hear that sound and know that pain is coming your way, although he is out of mana now. So we're going to have to see what 3-3's solution to this. Oh, never mind. They've got more mangoes.
Yeah, he's bringing out more mangoes too, so don't worry. There's one more there on Soxa as well. So
this makes a lot of sense now.
Just keep on munching.
It's good to get your fruits in.
It's mostly peaches here in Arlington.
That's true.
Not a lot of mango groves, I don't think.
No.
Mango groves? Mangroves? Wait, is that where...
That's a tree.
Yeah, but what if I had a mango tree and a mangrove?
Then you would have 2 different trees.
Would I have a mango mangrove?
You would have nothing.
Was that what the mango tree was?
You get nothing, sir.
Bring back mango tree.
I like it.
3 mangoes also purchased now for Snaking.
Did he buy more? What?
Yeah, Snaking's got more mangoes in the stash.
Dude, this is wild. All right, this is the next level play here. You know, you can't share salves, share the mangoes.
Well, Tundra were all about the sticks at first, right? Now they're just all about the mangoes. That's their new meta.
Avatos, puck, going in. You talked about it. He was used to win in mid as this puck getting denies in the face of 9. And this poor old Tiny struggling to find a place for himself here.
This is illegal. You're not supposed to do well in this lane. By just pressuring, and he constantly controls the water runes, right? He does the whole, like, I'm going to run to the right, and I'm going to orb to the left, and bring my supports in, too. They're there to help out. And Sweden strong and snaking. Well, snaking just straight up snags it, but no one has the positioning, so he's going to grab that bottom water rune. That's going to leave none for 9 there with his empty bottle. So, teammates, you know the job.
Go die.
Go die.
Yeah, they need to get a bottle refill mid.
And he's running home. He's doing it the old-fashioned way.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, you saw there the battle that was going on over the wave as well. There's some good chasing coming from VTune, but in the end, they were able to pull this double wave on over. 3-3 now trying to last hit underneath the tower. Things getting a little bit funky here.
Oh, look at this. The wave pushed into the tower mid too while he's farming a double stack on the small camp.
Oh, that's very nice.
Oh, it hurts.
Yeah, it looks like he's only going to end up missing 1 creep, thankfully, for 9. But yeah, no one having a very good time here mid. 32-3. Facing off against the 23-4.
And 9 just gonna grab his tree and try and stack his small camp and hope that no one doesn't go over and take it, because that's another move he loves to do.
Right. Yeah, stealing that one away from his opponent. And we'll have another orb here in a second. I don't know if he's gonna try and go for it. It looks like he's saving it now. Never mind. But regardless, immediately into the Witchblade, and we'll see what Tundra's answer is gonna be, because so far it's been looking well, actually pretty good up top. That's the one lane where things have been going pretty solid for Tundra, as Laze has not really been able to get that many last hits.
Yeah, he's made his way into the second point of the reactive armor, so feels rather safe in the lane at least, but hard to contest the actual right clicks. You know, it's not easy for Sweden Strong to really do a whole lot. He's been forced to rotate some as well.
Ooh. Seed shot, but pops the stick, gets away, and with that raindrops as well, it's pretty tough to get a kill onto that.
I feel like I never get value at a seed shot. It's like my least favorite of the new creeps.
Really?
It makes me sad. I'd rather give me the ice ball.
The ice ball too strong. Isn't that from an ancient though?
Yeah, it's that big ogre guy.
I mean, that's an ancient.
I'm saying the new creeps, you know?
Okay, I got you.
The newer ones, but you know, the ice ball's not very convincing either, honestly. But
he does have it queued up, the Radiance already, so they are going to be going that route. Stun, coil. Thinking about snapping it. Toss back, but the cogs are there. He actually snaps the coil right at the end. But they might still be able to bring him down. A lot of damage out now. He's
alive.
But he lives. 9 turned upon, couple more punches. Solo gets that finish. Oh, man.
Just raindrops everywhere. You know, everywhere. Jeez. We're just on every hero, huh?
Yeah.
No one, the only one not working with them, though. So tough loss there for Tundra. Obviously, you know, you got yourselves an off-lane Alchemist. You got a safe lane CK. You really need 9 to make some moves in this early game. He's going to be a pretty important character in these first proceedings.
Well, and you can also see there's a very clear movement towards some greed in this game. That's a big old stack there.
How much greed?
Oh, man. Well, Greevil's greed on the out, going for the Radiance, and then on top of that, you see that old Lifestealer there. He's also going for a Midas. Almost has it completed.
We know VTune loves his Midas. Yeah, it's a Lifestealer. Obviously feels pretty good, you know. How good are they invading for stacks this game on the side of Na'Vi? Not amazing. I mean, Timber can, but Laze isn't having a good enough game for that, right? He's still level 4. So not going to be an issue. That is one thing that 3-3 can be happy about. He's still significantly ahead of Blaze, who does not get pulled into that Timber chain, thankfully.
Yeah, level 4 versus 6, and keeps on spamming the mana burn creep at the Timber Saw.
What a nuisance.
Yeah, it's very annoying. But still getting some levels along the way. But this is not the start that Timber Saw wanted. And while it is like a free Timber game, if you can get to the point that they, you know, obviously love to get to, it might not actually be able to come online. Oh, man, another round of double stacks for 33.
He just dug up a mango, too.
Dude.
This guy's
good.
He's got a fruit stand.
Yeah.
Between the shopping and the shovel.
This guy
can't get enough.
He wants. Armlet.
Yeah, Laze is also playing it pretty tight up here. to the tower. So some worry of a rotation maybe, but most heroes are showing right now, and you obviously get a good farm at some point on this Timber, so I can't play passive forever.
Right. 3-3 does the walk around, does not want to get scouted by that illusion. And Sweden Strong coming on in.
This looks really good for 3-3. I mean, look at him, top of the board. I mean, he's not like firing away, but considering, you know, he's starting this off lane, it wasn't like necessarily the best setup.
And look at that, no one. He comes up to contest, but they're not quite able to actually make the move into the jungle. And
one orb too.
That whole round of stacks is just, it's going their direction. This is so much gold. Skitter.
I mean, what are they missing out on, I guess, in this case? Because they have a lot of manpower just guarding the stacks, right? They are giving free farm over to V2, and he's just like straight up behind the tower, down bottom. It forces the rotation at a 9 to come down here and deal with this. Speed Strong somehow gets in here for the bounty rune in the midst of all of this.
Snaking. They turn onto him. Good chunks of damage there, and the follow-up stun is going to connect onto Sweden Strong, but can't do anything afterwards. So they do bring some numbers, get some pressure on, not bad.
And we're closing on the 10-minute mark too, so we're going to get those tomes out here for Tundra, which they really need, particularly for this Rubik, of course.
Yeah. So
Sox can get a bit more involved.
He's level 3. Oh my god, Sweden Strong.
It's all right. That's the power of clockwork.
A little off the mark there. Sox able to dodge it. So Tundra able to get away from the most dangerous of ganks coming their direction, and like you said, they're off to a hot start. It has come at the cost of Lifestealer having a good game, but Timber has just not really been able to pull ahead or even coming close to even.
Well, we're so used to seeing them hit level 6 and like threatening the enemy core to the point where they kind of have to leave and just like run away to the other side of the jungle out of fear, and not feeling that fear. And Skitter right now could easily have a rotation from an ally come up.
See a bunch of these camps stacked and farmed up on the side of Tundra.
Same number stacked just by 3-3 as the entirety of Na'Vi right now. Now, mind you, that looks like it could be bad, but in reality, it's because the Na'Vi heroes are just straight up farming lanes, which are just more valuable. So it's not actually that much of a deficit or a downside.
Right.
Just because there's more stacks on the enemy team, that's not always the best thing.
Yeah. Skitter decides to reality rift the creep and get the last hit on it. Not bad there.
That's rubbing salt in the wound right there.
This is the full armlet coming out. They also made the move up top for the Dazzle.
We got a couple heroes. Puck here too.
Yeah, they're all going up top. They want to kill this CK. Ench in the way. Can they find them both though, or is Snaking going to be that little stalwart defender?
They need to make this move because Alk doesn't want to rotate into these fights right now, right? They should be just straight up down a hero.
Oh, no 6 from Sweden Strong, but Skitter pops the ulti, turns now onto the clockwork and just going to beat the crap out of him. Will go for the TP away. No one. Still trying to live through this. 9 shows up. The roll through. Lays throws out the chakram afterwards. Skitter trying to survive. Gets the stun armlet toggle. Out and out of there. And now Saxo with the chakram. Doing some good counter damage. Oh, but the armlet toggle was not the way they needed it. Big 9 now looking for the follow. Na'Vi, they're doing what they need. The chakram again off the mark. And oh, no one. He is looking crispy on his puck right now.
He's wearing the sawmill right now, too, with Lays.
Able to charge back and forth through all of it. And Snaking dies. Lays with a triple kill.
Count Buzz Lazier.
At 11 minutes, he is right back in it.
That's Infinity and Beyond, baby. This guy, bad game, 0 to hero right now. Looking really strong. Excellent use of a team movement to try and get a game out of your Timbers. Had a really rough start, get his tower, and the whole time V-Tune's down here farming. Now, mind you, 3-2 doing the same thing. I recognize that. He's almost got a Radiance. How strong is this Radiance going to be, and what are they going to do with it? Can he fight instantly with this Radiance, or does he want that next item?
Yeah, I don't think that he's going to be able to go right away. I mean, again, you're playing into this Timber Saw, and maybe if the Timber had not had that huge round of, like, experience boost and everything else, but now, you know, level 8, he's caught back up with a lot of the other cores and starting to get in some items. It could be scary. But we'll have to see. I mean, do Na'Vi really want to fight? At this point, all they've got on their Lifestealer is a Midas Armlet.
Oh, well, they're thinking about a fight down here. Of course, Clockwork, level 6.
Hooks in. DD on Skitter. Cogs pushback. Doesn't get it as the silence is out. Really, really clean play coming from Na'Vi.
All right, don't mind me while I hop him on my soapbox here. There is no other position 5 that can do that. I know he's playing 4, technically, but you know, see the farms going. That's the thing about Clockwork. It doesn't matter how poor you are, right? You can always be the initiator, and it feels so good no matter how poor you are. You just need level 6, you know? And with the Cogs, you can always space yourself, so like, you don't even have to interact with them after the hook shot if you don't want to, if it's super scary. It's very reminiscent of like the way Snapfire just provides the damage with some sort of initiation by getting 6.
Right.
Clockwork gives you initiation, which is something that's so hard to get. Like outside of Puck, the other initiators and like the spirits, there's just not that many great ones.
No, it's definitely a toolkit that very few other heroes are capable of achieving, particularly out of that support role you're talking about. Like Earth Spirit's the other one, but even that's not super easy.
Well, I did hear though. I heard Mr. Bobica.
He's doing some things.
Yeah.
Baboka.
Bobica?
Bobica.
Bobica.
Bobica. Baboka.
Bobica.
That's one of the best videos ever.
We got the top tier memers. That's the best part about Dota.
14 minutes. Smoke up. 3-3 gets hit with a flare as he is smoked.
I like how he pinged too. He's like, wait, what?
Do you think they know? They actually might not. Now they know. They know. 9's out of there. Thinking about going for the Blink Dagger or maybe the Echo Saber, but the hook shot in, able to find themselves one. Soxa has the lift out, actually goes for the Waning Rift after the Rage. That keeps him alive. Now 3-3 runs on in. Can they find more? Sweet and Strong Grave. Chase out as 9 goes for the Ava toss, and B-Tune wanting to chase, wanting to find a target, but 3-3's got a big stun. No phase shift for the Puck, able to connect onto him.
Burn, baby, burn.
Silence stolen from the Rubik ends up killing him.
Yeah, he's looking good. That was so much AoE damage. He just run around in circles, burning people. Like, we just ignore the giant right clicks from CK. Thank you very much. We're looking at the yes. Clearly, it was all Alchemist.
I mean, the other thing there too. Well, that's fine. Don't worry about that. I mean, as a Puck, you think I can just play my way out of there, but what happens if the Rubik steals a silence? Now all of a sudden you don't have a way to get out.
Why didn't they do that to Makoto?
I don't know. That would have been a good call. Big plays. So again, back and forth. The tally is that you've got these heroes on Na'Vi that are great at dealing with the Tundra heroes, but Alka's getting farmed. They're getting into their items.
Oh, a little replay here too of just. I mean, remember this was initially a smoke from Tundra, and then Na'Vi run into them. They start this fight, but that wasn't an escape by Soxa. The rage into the Waning Rift, that's just beautiful. And he's like guarded by 3-3 in this whole fight. He's just high-noting in behind, ready to cast his spells whenever he wants. And it felt like Na'Vi just can't really pick a target.
Yeah.
Like what are we trying to achieve here right now?
No, I mean, killing 9 is good, but you sort of need to make sure your glass cannons don't get taken out afterwards. And hook shot, oh, it's into everybody but the lip. Soxa again there for the save. The silence out afterwards, but it's not going to be enough. 9 still goes down. They can't get a counterplay. And 3-3 is going to stun himself. Lays just out of vision.
Yeah, he doesn't want to keep going.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Interesting.
All right, so I like how they keep killing 9 because he is like a pretty easy target. And obviously, it's very important because of the toss. Because if you leave him alive, he's gonna like toss someone out, and then the fight breaks up. But the only issue is he's not actually that important. He's probably the least important core of this game for Tundra.
Yeah, and I think like he has what he needs. It's definitely a lot on
at a bare level. Yeah, he really does. I am Zephyr now.
Oh, that's so frustrating. The DD spawning outside of the pit means. Even though Tundra smoke, it just goes down a little bit too quickly, and they get an Aegis on that Lifestealer.
Yeah, they missed their chance for a BKB fight with this Alchemist, too.
Would have been huge. Oh, maybe they'll still get that fight.
Soxa's running out of time on this Waning Rift.
Strong chase. Stun is there, and 3-3 looking for a target. Meanwhile, Solo chased down by Skitter, and Sweet and Strong. Tumbler's toy? No!
just burn him.
He knew he was dead. Buy some time though, right?
Well, there goes the Waning Rift. It expires on Soxa. Unfortunately, that would have been great to try and find another fight with, but so you can find another spell there. And we have a Kaya and Sanj now done for Lays. So a little bit tankier, a bit beefier getting these fights, but not too much pressure, I think, for them to fight necessarily with this Aegis right now. Feels like they still need a little bit more before they're capable there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And you don't want to take a fight prematurely against this lineup that if Tundra wins one, the game will really tilt on its head quickly. I mean, I guess that's something that it feels like to me at least is that if, either of these teams can kind of snowball out of control pretty quickly. Oh, he stole it again. Another Waning Rift. Okay.
It's a really good spell, Steel.
What's the range
with the
of
bonus? Yeah, it's big.
Radiant's middle
The bonus
Wow, it's
200 cast
huge!
range.
No, it's
No.
not.
It's just-
Can't even see it.
Oh my god.
Radiant's bottom tower
Miss Coil.
is under
And they got him. Avatos, done. Ooh, maybe not, maybe not. No one gets away afterwards.
He's got
Sweet
hook
Strong
shot.
trying to chase a stole hook shot. He gets out, but 9. Yeah, there are a lot of heroes on 9. Does have a toss to try and get away. Avalanche in a second. Buys himself some time, but not enough. 9 drops again.
Yeah, the rest of the team were out on that one, huh? Sox are just bailing, and now the Deso coming out here for V2. So Hez is Aegis, Deso, Midas, Armlet. Ooh, he is peaking right now. And you see, sure, Alchemist has a bit more gold, but if they went toe-to-toe, I don't know if it would go so well for the Alchemist, especially when he's missing his Tiny.
Yeah, there is. It's a pretty tough one for them to take. He's going for a Blink Dagger next on 3-3 and then queuing up the Orchid. Always a player known for his sort of unique item builds and the way that he wants to play these games. And you can see much more net worth on Netta, but VTune has gotten by far a lot of that damage out there. Lays.
The Orchid's really interesting. I love the Blink. I mean, most people would go for it after
Hookshot?
DKB on the Alchemist, but
Lift, stun, they're on top, and I think they might go for more. No, not gonna opt for it. Mid lane is where the battle's going. 9 somehow has picked a fight with 3 heroes. He is in trouble again. TP's coming in a bit too late. Hook shot afterwards. Lift now, onto 1. Phase shift
Stealer's
there.
in there.
3-3. Can they get him? Oh no! Now they turn. Now they want to hunt. They want to fight. 3-3 pops the BKB, turns to the fight. Now VTune wanting to focus, but not able to get him. Soxa dodging, but no way out. So another one fight from Na'Vi. Things are really starting to roll their way.
yeah, and you look back at the timings when they chose to come and fight versus them. It didn't go well the first time, but they forced that Roche, and now they're forcing these beneficial engagements for themselves. It's a scary thing to do
Yeah.
when you're up against an Alchemist with this much farm to start, but they're just finding these great engagements. And V2 just looking so good on this this Lifestealer. He reminds me of like a Juggernaut where he's playing at those same timings where typically Lifestealers can kind of struggle to get involved this much early. But I mean, look at that damage. Like, what more can you say, right? They're gaining the control that allows him to do this.
I think that's more damage. It's not quite, but almost as much damage as Alka's done all game. If I read those numbers correctly a little bit earlier.
Hey, come on. There's some AoE burn damage, all right? You know, he's got the
I looked at the numbers.
the numbers.
Now there they are. It's close.
Yeah, all right. You got something.
Snaking. Will he manage to escape? The Ghoul Frenzy. It is so slowing. And the Ench will get eaten up. Infest inside? No. Oh yes, he did get in there. Who needs a TP?
Skipping a hop away across the map there. And they are just continuing to run in. They still have vision on this cliff. They want to catch Soxa going for a D ward.
Jumps, coils, out, chase, coil stolen. Not going to be good enough though, but maybe it is here. Reality Rift breaks it. Great turnaround. But 3-3 is still getting just eaten alive by VTune. Trying to buy a little bit of extra space. They toss him back into the cogs. And that allows 9 to get a little bit of separation. Dodges the chakram and then the blink away.
Man, they are just struggling to get damage out of their cores. It's like they have the initial burst and the way they're able to help like take down the puck, but then outside of that, the sustained damage after is just not there yet. They need so many more items to enable this Tiny, the CK, and this Alchemist.
Yeah, they got a Midas on the CK, which means that, you know, you're not really going to be having that damage for a while. Need to get into the BKB, and that's only when it begins, almost.
Yeah, and Na'Vi, of course, like taking that tier 2, they could just go take the outpost right now. Maybe connect up with Blaze, but instead they're playing it a bit safer, moving back into their own side, probably because they're missing no one, and they also don't have that hook shot to perhaps punish. They don't want to give anything up. A pretty safe way to play after this fight.
And again, like you said, the Aegis being gone, maybe there's a window here with like the next item or something. I think that the Orchid, it's still queued up for the Alk. He for a second there had the AC queued up, but I mean, it's going to be good. Obviously, the silence onto the Lifestealer is snaking, just face checks high ground. Sweet and Strong finds the backlines. Oh, the catch onto both of them. Meanwhile, Reality Rift, will he be able to get out of there? Skinner pops the BKB, turns onto the Dazzle. It is not enough. Na'Vi still way too strong.
this is just a lifestealer on another level because of this clockwork. Like, this combination is allowing him to play so much more on top of these heroes than you expect from a lifestealer, and it just takes away all the struggles the hero traditionally has. Every single fight looks like this, where he is like over half the team's damage. He's like 60% of the team's damage. He's just bursting out, guts flying everywhere, slapping people with his big old claws.
I mean, Vtune is one of those players that he's been around for a while, trying to sort of find success, and you know, on this Na'Vi team, he's been able to show up and be at various points in times the best player on the team. It's felt like.
I thought he had coil. He didn't have coil.
No coil.
Oh, no coil. He got excited for nothing.
But yeah, I am very, very impressed with what we've been seeing from him so far this game on Vtune. 6-1-4. And it's just a good lifestealer game.
Yeah, the question is, what are Tundra going to try and work towards right now? I mean, the point where the Alchemist is just so ridiculous, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Where, I mean, 9 is thinking about going for this building towards the Aghanims and then the crits. That would be good. Have a little bit of damage at a distance, especially when the cogs are in the way. It can be hard to contribute in some of these circumstances, so maybe that's really going to help. I think Soxa is just going to have to make some crazy good plays. Right, help with the control on no one. No one's still sitting with no defensive item outside of the status resistance, right? So if they get this Orchid on top of him, then he's in big trouble.
Snaking Tumbler's Toy into the burst out, and they do kill the deer. But not a huge loss. It's still relatively even in terms of net worth. You can see that Elk's still very far ahead. I almost wonder if they're going to need to, like, sort of hold off on the Aghanims and build some other damage for the Tiny and just let him get Ags from the Alk, but I don't know if that's going to come in time.
Yeah, I think he needs other items, though. I like this idea of going for the Bloodthorn instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiny will figure it out. Let him buy his own eggs. Pull him out, buy him his bootstraps. You know, this is the Arlington major, okay?
I gotcha.
This isn't some European major where they're going to hand you an Aghanims, all right?
That's fair
You're
enough.
You're going to work for it.
Good point, Trent. How dare I?
Yeah, you're 0-6-2. That's no excuse.
It's good that we're reminded of these things. 17-7 and 9. As Roche is going to respond relatively quickly here. Gets the blink away. And will they come to defend this? Are Na'Vi going to just try and push for it? I mean, they would probably take it super quick with that Lifestealer.
Yeah, I think they're controlling the outpost right now. Yeah. Sort of just like chill a little bit. They could even hit that top tower if they really wanted to. I'm thinking, like, how do you start this fight well? I mean, we got 8-second BKB still left on the CK. I guess it's about the Tiny Blink, right? We haven't really seen these classic plays, and it feels harder to do on the core Tiny than it is the support Tiny, where you make this like wild blink toss back, right? Because when you're the support, you're tossing it back to 3 heroes who have a pretty overwhelming amount of damage traditionally.
Yeah.
Whereas being the core yourself, you're putting it in a bit of a precarious position.
I think they saw that smoke.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I think they did, because they spotted the illusions, and then smoke effect came outside of it. They are so ready for this on Na'Vi. Have a toss, but they've already got the Lotus Orb over to the side. Soxa pushback. Ench is dead, as Lays will kill him off, but the buyback comes immediately.
In the back?
Well, stun, 3-3, in some trouble. Oh, the bash is there. He has a BKB, gonna have to pop it here and try and run away. No one's still able to escape away from all of this, as he does not have to worry. Skitter, stun, 4-second, pretty good, the damage coming through, but Solo able to escape for the moment, does eventually go down and stun himself. Can they go on him? I don't think so. But a good win, Tundra needed that one.
Couldn't get anything there. So the vision, right? They controlled the pillar for that whole fight. That's why that goes well for Tundra, because initially both of the supports were kind of squished. Soxa and Snaking right on the top of that staircase. I thought they were going to die, but Soxa manages to get the turn, the force staff. He starts playing around the pillar, and he's like, oh, they actually can't see me.
Yeah.
Right, he's able to get off some good stuns. He holds back. No one tries to get in the back and sort of get a stab with that ward that they have way in behind, but unable to clean anyone up. And now they're going to press back in towards that Roche.
They got to be careful. Yeah, I mean, speaking of vision, Na'Vi have that ward right up there on the high ground, which is scouting all of this movement, and you can see that they're reacting to it. They see absolutely everything. And oh my God, are they going to go in for it? No. They're back in. They're going in. Round 2 hook. They got a surprise inside, but the force staff gets 3-3 out, pops the ulti, runs away. They will lose the Rubik. Meanwhile, 9 tosses out 1. Vtune still fine through it. Meanwhile, the drums get popped, looking for the jump. Do they find him? No! It's not going to be enough. 3-3 trying to run, but the Cops ends up interrupting and catching, which means Alk is not going to get ran down. Instead, Snake King, he's going to escape. Skitter still looking for another turn. They don't have 9, but also no Dazzle is around.
This is just getting ridiculous at this point.
True.
Everyone's just all the way out. All right, so that was a crazy fight thanks to Spider Legs. They're just hopping all over the place, unable to catch 3-3.
I mean, he still just does not do the damage that they need him to.
Well, he just can't stand and fight.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't feel like it's possible for him at the moment. That's really what's causing the problem, whereas that's how every fight starts for Na'Vi. So they just hook shot in, V2 just starts swinging.
All right, he's got the cleave talent. This could be their moment, though. Roche down, about a quarter HP. They're looking for an opening. The scan is going to come out, jumps in, wants to get it, but the rage is there. Oh, and V2, and he gets the Aegis. His fingers were quick enough. They already popped the BKB. That scan enabling them to get the Aegis before the stun came out, but maybe a turn. No, it's not going to come in time. 3-3 throws out the stun onto the clock. It's not nearly enough. Skitter does manage to get the blink out, but 3-3 under fire. Good Orchid. That stops the jaunt forward. And 3-3 able to get the blink out.
I mean, he didn't buy it for a defensive Orchid, but it is going to work out in this case.
Still, Na'Vi 4K gold lead, 5K gold lead against an Alk.
That's not good numbers at this point. And I mean, she's said at the very start of the game, but no one, this guy, that mid matchup, not a problem for him, it seems.
No.
Because he had a fantastic time. I'm sure it's a team effort too as well, because of how much they're helping to like control the runes and everything too, and just ensuring that Nine's gonna have a bad start, but forcing him to run all the way back home, stacking, farming the small pit camp, getting that edge, and then the combination of Sweet Strong, V2, and no one just starting every fight with these big bursts has worked so well for them. And now the catch as well.
On the Skitter, they got a surprise inside again. No illusions for you, sir. V2 dismantles Skitter. You know, we talked about it earlier, the fact that he played that hero so often, a lot of teams got to look at it and come up with some answers. Feels like Na'Vi has the solution. Are they back?
Well, I mean, they're just straight up executing really well, too, with the lineup that needs it, you know? And to me, it comes back to the earlier part of the game where they all rotated up to lays. And maybe they brought, like, one hero too many, you could say. It's like, oh, they brought tons of numbers. But that's what's important in those situations, because the hero was not enabled, right? He was in a similar situation to 9, where you're not going to hit this first peak that if you get it and you jump off that, you get this big height on the hero, right? But if you stumble and you fall off that first jump, you just become a support for the rest of the game.
Look at that. 981 with 670 GPM. What? This is a top-down view. Currently leading the map.
This is how, wait, this isn't what it looks like when you play?
Yeah, that's how I play.
Yeah, okay, cool. Just want to make sure. This is my game too.
Like this.
This game's so hard. I mean, the spectator mode makes it look so much easier to play.
He's scary. What a spooky life stealer.
To the high ground we go.
And V2 beating away at the tower. The attempted defense is very difficult. And the best they can do right now is Fade Bolt to try and reduce some damage, but it is not enough. Tier 3 down, Rax down, and Tundra, no answers. The only thing that they got going is a Tier 2 tower up on the top side.
The last bastion of hope, it would seem here. Poor Tundra. 8K down, 7K now with an Alchemist, yeah. Whew. I mean, what? Do they have any...
Smoke. They want to end it now. They've had a long day of Dota. They're ready to hook shot in.
Good for
They find Skitter, but does have that BKB. Have they gone too far? Maybe a chance, or maybe they just gobble up 3-3. Roll through him. The BKB gets blocked out by the Cog. Sweet and Strong taking the impetus shots. But Na'Vi, after a pretty far jump in, 9 has the toss back, but Lays, he's got the BKB, and there's the bash. The initiation they thought they wanted did not help.
Yeah, it just takes so many like tools and so many mistakes from Na'Vi to win these fights. The Force Staffs were a great start, but after that, it is still a lot of jumps for Na'Vi.
Waning Rift out, the stun is there, hits onto the Dazzle, not doing anything at all, and Skitter, no armlet toggles will save you there. GG is potentially ready to come on out as they're dead for a minute. Na'Vi ready to hit buildings, but Tundra not willing to give in. Silence again, stun, but the Grave It was already there. They had it ready. V-Tune will not be punished here, it seems, as the gold lead continues to grow, and V-Tune's Lifestealer is just looking so solid. Jumps inside, able to phase shift that one. Does trade over the stun, but in the end, as no one jumps in, Na'Vi, they're going to finish off the Ancient, and GG Call taking the first game in the series.
Yeah, back to winning another game here is Na'Vi, and in style with the V-Tune Lifestealer. No surprises in terms of what they picked, but the surprise was always hopping right out of that clockwork, and what just a beautiful performance from those two. It's a tale as old as time.
That's right.
Infest bombs, right? Topol, very, very simple thing that we see all the time from Lifestealers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's sort of up there with the carries right now, but with a puck and a clockwork, that mobility was there, and just, I mean,
Yeah.
3 heroes that he could just absolutely chew through with how much of a lead he had.
I mean, that's really one of the big things that stands out to me is that you're playing this hero into like 3 big strength heroes. There's Timbersaw on your team. You're getting everything that you want. You just get to like paw at people's faces.
That's what it looks like. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just
The paw at their faces.
Yep.
Back
Paw
to the
at the
panel. See y'all in a bit.
Their execution pretty much gave you both little kudos points in calling the game for this first series. So break it down for me here as far as what was the standout like hero coming into this? Because to me it was Timbersaw is the one that I was like looking at a lot.
How many kudos points are we getting here, Sheeple?
How many what points?
Kudos points.
Kudos points? Oh, yeah. How many are we?
I guess 5 for now.
That's okay. I'll take 5.
Yeah.
I could buy it. I
It
could buy
adds
a
up.
Kit Kat
It
with
adds
that.
up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Timber obviously was the hero that they had to deal with, and they didn't. They chose to put the 3 things that it countered as their cores and, and not really deal with it. And then on top of this, you have V-Tune with a minus on Lifestealer farming up and becoming his own type of problem.
I have to say that I'm actually pleasantly surprised by the impact that 33 has had in this game on his Alchemist. He is the standout player overall of the team, one of stronger offlaners, I would say, at the moment in the world. However, like the impact that he can have versus the impact that Timbersaw has in this game, it's just complete 2 different worlds. But it's not about the Timbersaw, really. It's also about the Lifestealer. Timbersaw is just a nuisance. He's creating space for the Lifestealer to come online. It's one of V-Tune's most played heroes, one of his favorites. They were picking Lifestealer when even the game isn't that great for him, and this was a great Lifestealer game, so they pick it up. V-Tune knows what he's doing. He's 9-1-9 after the end, and probably the MVP too.
Really? I mean, he was strong for sure, but I will give a massive props to the support duo plus no one. Obviously, you give no one his puck. You don't do that. I mean, he's so good at it. He loves to play that hero. It's like his most played in Tour 3. He decimated so many games with it. He's obviously super comfortable. He made everything happen. His supports understand that they're playing with him. You look at the KDAs, all of the kill participation is on those 3 because they know they can just go as a trio. Timber's taking up some space somewhere being unkillable. Lifestealer's farming. They made things happen.
Solo having only 5 deaths.
That's pretty impressive, honestly.
Right.
He's really out there.
that is good. I mean, I also like want to bring up like that clockwork, like also doing the initiations. A lot of like really good hooks coming out from Sweden Strong. I mean, all of them were just playing to their role and absolutely like just like doing it. And something that I'll circle back is this something perhaps that we'll be seeing more often from Na'Vi, perhaps maybe as we get ready for game number 2. They saw the success of that opening with Aster. They're seeing that same success here now. Now, I guess like if you're Tundra and if you're a Tundra fan, you're like, well, okay, how do we address this if this is what we're expecting? Because it is a little different than what has been the common pick and bans.
I feel that their opening is strong, but the last 3 picks were even better.
Yeah.
When you look at how they've countered Tundra and what they've picked against them, I think the last 3 picks are actually the full story here. The first 2, the opener, obviously, very solid. From Sweden Strong, you can expect a lot of wild heroes. He had a couple of zoning hooks this game. Wasn't that great? Some of them, but overall, grade is A.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing some different picks from him, like a bounty hunter. They play a
Oh, that was so fun! Yeah.
it's different, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, as far as as Tundra on their side here, I don't want to necessarily want to say what went wrong, because it did feel like watching them, at least like you said, it might be a little skewed with that Alchemist constantly farming, but it didn't really feel like they fully felt their stride.
Like, you have a tiny mid versus a puck, like a lane in which you should do well. Your tiny is ending the game 0-9. You have an Alchemist on your team with that tiny, and the tiny is buying himself an axe. And it's an offlane Alchemist.
Right.
There's something wrong here.
Yeah.